Okay, the project is chasing Rory. What do I mean by that? I have Rory's gears data up, and it shows that he swings his 6-iron at 98.87 miles per hour. At that swing speed or club head speed, he cooks his 6-iron at about 140 miles per hour of ball speed. That probably produces a potential carry distance, given the conditions that he's playing in, of somewhere in the 200 to 210 yard range. In the learning journey that we're going to go on here is in understanding the components that add together to create that potential for swing speed. Is I'm going to chase down Rory today. My normal swing speed is about 87 miles per hour with my 6-iron and ball speed at 126. That produces a carry distance of 184, 185 yards. So I've got a long way to go. I'm going to take you on that journey such that if you can identify with a couple or all of these pieces, these components to speed, then it could have you also applying them and also hitting it further and enjoying your golf and shooting lower scores. So let's go. Nice. Little overdraw. But we've got 87.8 on the swing speed, 125 on the ball speed. Like I said, a little overdraw, but 186 yards. And on gears, yeah, it's got me that 89 miles per hour. So I've got a long way to go. I've got 9, we could even call it 10 miles per hour to gain. There are 3 speed contributors that we're going to explore. The first feeling is going to happen in the backswing. In the backswing, I'm going to take what I normally do and I'm going to add more to it. That more we can define as range of motion. That range of motion is 2 parts range of motion. The first part range of motion that we're going to apply is some amount of movement of my body centers. My lower center, my upper center. We could call that the middle of the pelvis is my lower center and the middle of my rib cage is the upper center. I'm going to float those over my trail side a little bit more. We could call that load in a lateral direction, or it's also known as translation. When I move an object from one place to the other without rotating it, that's called translation. I'm going to translate my centers to the right some amount. I'd never want to translate them all the way over my base of support on the right side because I lose leverage to go back in the other direction. So how much? If my centers start aligned with the middle of my stance, so the cross that sits in the middle of the Altus well putt mat here, I'm going to move them what feels to be 5 boxes. That's 5 inches to the right. And I feel like 5 inches to the right, I'll probably produce maybe 1 to 2 inches to the right. At the same time as moving my centers laterally, I'm also going to increase my range of rotation in my pelvis. I'm going to try and turn my belt buckle from 12 o'clock at you over here to 2 or potentially even feeling like 3 o'clock. If I increase the range I rotate my pelvis through, I proportionally increase the range I rotate my rib cage through, and then that will increase the distance I travel the handle of the club and just give me a longer runway to accelerate over on the downswing and hopefully produce, yes, you guessed it, more speed. Let's road test it. So this is normal for me. I'm going to go a little bit more over my trail side and rotate a little bit more. Expand the range of motion. That was better. And I squared it up. Yeah, nice. Ball speed went to 127. Swing speed on TrackMan went to 90. Swing speed 93 on gears. So we've got a 2 to 3 mile an hour gain just in expanding my range of motion in the backswing. How do I feel that? I feel the middle of my body move to the right during the backswing phase as I'm rotating my belt buckle further. And then I feel like I'm making my normal downswing from there. So 2 to 3 miles an hour for that. What's stage 2? Stage 2 is using that increase in range of motion in a slightly altered way on the downswing, still involving how I'm using my big body, big mass, my body mass. That would be shifting back in the other direction, so translating towards the target, but also there's also that compression, that what's called vertical ground reaction force component, where I'm going to feel like I go from high in the backswing to low on the downswing before I go back to high coming through impact. Now, it seems like a lot, but if we just feel in the backswing like after we've created this range of motion back, that we get lower over our left side, like you see this flex through my lead leg here before we stand up, then typically we can put it together in a very fluid, athletic manner. So put together in a practice swing would be rehearsed range of motion, rehearsed down and left, swing on through, fluidly, just like so. Let's test out that working theory that if I add that to the downswing, I get closer to pushing towards Rory McIlroy. Swing 3, chasing Rory. Range of motion backswing. Unload down and left downswing. Let's see what I can push that swing speed to. Felt faster. Certainly a good shot. Okay, we've got 92.6 on TrackMan, so yet another close to 3 miles per hour. 130.6, 131.3 actually in the ball speed, and 192 carry yards. So from that first shot, 186 to 193, and on gears we've got to push to 95 now, 95 on the impact point. So clearly what we're doing is additive to more speed. There's two pieces. Now, the hardest thing about instruction through the interweb, short form or long form, is knowing the starting point of the person you're talking to. So that's your job. Your job as a student of the game is to explore and experiment, just like I'm experimenting, taking an understanding of the components of swing speed, club head speed, the components of ball speed, and start to use them in your own practice. Understanding that you will hit some crummy shots, just like that first shot that I flared out to the right. Even though I had more swing speed, I understood I just left the face open, right? You'll also hit some crummy shots based on poor contact as you're trying to expand your capabilities to create more swing speed. So I'm 3 swings in. I've moved from 87.8 to 92.6 on TrackMan, 89 to 95 on gears, but yet there's another contributor to swing speed, which is the independent acceleration of the grip. Once I get the grip in the backswing through this longer range of motion, I've got my body piece, but I've also got the musculature responsible for accelerating the grip from over my right shoulder down in front of my body to about this point before the club head wants to fly past. So there is a specific way that people train this in the gym using bands. I'm going to demonstrate the application of that. It's both a phase of pulling to create acceleration, but it's also this experience of feeling the bands pull us into more speed. And so I'm going to set the bands up, and we're going to take you through that learning journey of 3 to 5 reps using the bands in both capacities, resistance, and then pulling me into more speed. And we'll see how that then adds, or if it adds, to further swing speed as I try and chase down Rory. Fairly high tension handle band. Take it over the door jam. Just like so, leave a little slack. Close the door, make sure it's nice and tight there. It's not gonna move. Okay, so what is this we're trying to feel in the golf swing? We've got some amount of tension as that club, the virtual club, the handle band, is held over my trail shoulder. I'm gonna pull both arms fast with an impulse of energy of acceleration, just like so. 1, 2, 3. We want to independently isolate the contributors through the trail arm and the lead arm as well. When you're doing this on your own, go at your own pace, go at your own strength, go at your own power capabilities. I'm trying to get all I can out of it right now. There's 3. 3 more, both hands. Just like so. Now, that's the resistance piece. That's taking the high to low chop methodology. And now, we put it underneath the door. Again, we got good tension, and we turn it back around. And now we take the tension to the top of the swing. Now it's trying to pull me into acceleration, and we let go. We let go. Certainly you want to try and combine the range of motion piece, the vertical piece, but you also want to let the hand path fly as well. Pulling into acceleration. Whew, that's a workout. And now we get to see the net effect of all 3 of these put into play. Here we go, Rory. I'm coming for you. Whew, I feel like I'm ready to go fast. Whew. maybe 94, get up there. I towed it, so the ball speed isn't gonna be great. Okay, we got 93 miles an hour, 194 on 131 ball speed because that toe strike. That's TrackMan. We got 97.89 on gears. Now, industry standard says that gears is the most accurate. And since it's the closest to Rory's swing speed, that's what I'm gonna believe. But let's give it another shot. Beautiful. Oh, 97.5 on gears, about a half a mile an hour less than Rory McIlroy. I've got 94.6 on TrackMan, 136 ball speed, 195 in the air. So I've added 9 yards through that 3-step process of exploring the contributors to clubhead speed, progressively trying to add or apply those in a sequential fashion. You might be able to do the same, meaning attend to 3 variables in a very short time frame, little over a second a golf swing takes, or it may be a far more responsible way to approach developing in your game to do one rather than through a series of 5 to 6 swings, do one through one practice session. And if you have even a slightest means to provide yourself some feedback, a relatively low-cost launch monitor, doesn't need to be a TrackMan or a GC Quad. It can be a relatively low-cost launch monitor, giving yourself, or even a swing speed reader, giving yourself feedback so you know that you are getting better. Hope you enjoyed this journey towards chasing Rory. I fell short, but I think over the course of maybe a little bit more practice, I should be able to inflate that swing speed and catch him. All the best.